Hello, good evening and welcome to my channel. My name is Cynthia. In today's tutorial, I will be teaching you how to make a gypsy gown, okay? You'll be needing just 4 yards of Ankara fabric. Alright, so if today is the first time of coming to this channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed. Alright, so we're going to move into the class right away. Okay, I'm using this beautiful fabric you're seeing here. It's an Ankara fabric with flowers on it. Okay, this is what I will be using for what's my tutorial. Just trying to adjust the camera. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to get my bust points, which is at 10 inches, and the underbust I'm working with is 14.75. I'll put it there, and then I'll add my waist, 3 inches waist, that is 17.75, and then I'll be taking my hip at 25, and then the length of the gown I'm working with is 46. So I will not be using the whole of 46, okay? I'll be minusing 12 inches. 12 inches will be for the gypsy, okay? And then if I minus 12 inches from 46, I should have around 34. So I'll be using 34 for this tutorial, okay? And I'll be adding 12 inches for I'm using 12 inches for my gypsy. All right, still trying to adjust my camera and all that because I want us to see it very well. Okay, I actually did this tutorial at the workshop. You can see my girls are putting on their uniform. Okay, I did it at the workshop, and because I didn't have time to do it in the house, so I decided to do it at the workshop. So now I'm going to try to mark my lines so that they can look visible. All right, so hope you still remember the lines. All right, the first line we have, we say, is the bust point, the underbust, the waistline, the hip line, the allowance, and the length of the gown and the allowance. Okay, so next thing I'm going to take is my armhole. I'll be using armhole of 8.5. I will use my ruler to rule there, and then I'll be getting the shoulder of my client. Now the shoulder I'm working with is 15 divided by 2. I have around 7.5, so I'll put it there. I add extra half inch for joining my sleeve. Okay, now the sleeve you are working with today is a puff sleeve, so I'm going to show you how to do it. So once I get that, I'm going to connect my shoulder to my armhole, and I'll draw my armhole curve. So that's my armhole curve there. And so the next I should get is my neckline. Okay, but I'm going to take my measurements. The bust I'm working with is 40 plus divided by 4. I have 10 inches. I added 2 inches for my allowance and 1 inch for my ease. And then I'm not going to use my underbust. I'll be using my waist. Okay, we'll be using the waist today. So the waist I'm working with is 38. You divide it by 4, we have around 9.5. So I'll just place my my 9.5 there on both the waist and the underbust. Remember, it's a gypsy gown. I'm going to be using a belt. We'll use a belt to wear this. So when I'm cutting, I'm going to create a belt. Okay, so I added 2 inches for my allowance and 1 inch for my ease. Okay, like I said, I'm not adding the underbust measurement. I'm using my my waist, by using our waist. So there I'm trying to check what my armhole is. Okay, so the armhole I'm working with is 20 inches divided by 2. I have 10 plus 1, that is 11. I'm going to connect from my armhole to my bust, from my bust to my waistline, and then I'll also get the hip. The hip I'm working with is 45 inches. So 45 divided by 4, we have 11.1 plus 0.3, 0.25. Okay, so that's what we're going to use for our hip, I'll add 2 inches and then extra 1 inch for my ease. So now for the down part, okay, for the hem part, whatever I have on the hip, I'll just take it down, okay, as you can see. So I'm going to roll. I'm going to use my ruler and then I'll take it what down, and then I'll connect from my waist to my hip. So this is it. So you can decide to add more allowance to that part if you want it to have a line shape, okay. And so I just want it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and cut, but before I cut, I'll put my neckline. The front neckline I'm working with is 5 inches. I'm going to use 5 inches for my deep, and for my width I'm going to use 3.5, okay, and I'm going to rule it. Now for the back neckline, I will use 3 inches for my deep. Okay, don't forget I will use 3 inches. So once I was done with putting my neck, I'm going to put the cuff both for the front side and the back side, and then I'll add my shoulder slope. So there I'm going to put my shoulder slope. So I thought it was showing, but I'm going to readjust the camera so that you see it very well. Okay, so now I'm going to mark my shoulder slope of 1 inch. So I'm going to connect the shoulder slope. Okay, so I'll connect the shoulder slope. So once we connect the shoulder slope, I'll just go ahead and cut the clothes. So I'll cut the front first, and then I will use it towards to trace out the back. Now the back is going to have a zipper, all right. I'll be adding a zip. Despite the ease I have, I'll be adding a zip to it, okay, so that it can be free. You can wear it more free. I can be very free to wear and all that. And in that the neckline I'm working with, I am not using a very big neckline. So if you don't want to put a zip, you make sure your neckline is what is very big, so that it can contain your head while you are wearing it, and it's going to look even more freer. All right, so now I added 2 inches for my zip allowance. So as you can see, that's my zip allowance of 2 inches. So I'll just go ahead and just trace it out. Now, if you recall, I said the gown length I'm working with is 46, and the upper side I minused 34 from it. So I'll be left with 12 inches. So 12 inches is the length of my gypsy. All right, so now you're going to measure what you have on the width of your hem area. And so I checked it and I discovered that what I had there was up to, I think, 26 or so. So 26 times 2, you have 52. That's for the front and back, we have 52. Now to create your gypsy, I will be using times 3 of what, of my new circumference, okay, of everything you are seeing there. I'll be using times 2 of it, times 3 of it. But first of all, I went ahead to remove my 2 inches allowance. Remember, there's 2 inch allowance on both area, so 2 times 2 is 4. So if I should minus the 4 from the 26, I should have around I think I minus 4 inches and it gave me 26. Yeah, that's what I did. So 26 now, I now said 26 times 2, that's 52. So now the gypsy gown is going to be times 3 of what, of what, of 52. So if you check it, whatever you have on your own, you can use. All right, so I went ahead to draft that 12 inches of what, of 52 times what, times 3. So if you check it, you know what you have. And so I have about, I think about 156, okay, inches. So I'm going to cut out my strip, okay, will I call it a strip? I'll cut out my fabric on with 12 inches, and then I'll add, because I'll be taking it to the I'll be weaving the hem area. Okay, so I'll be weaving the hem area with half inch, and I'll be weaving the area where I'll be touching it to the wall, to the gown, with half inch, and then on the bottom area I'll be folding it. And so I will be using 1.5 to fold. So 1.5 plus half is 2 inches. So like I said, the length of the gypsy is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. So total, I'll be taking total of what, 14 inches. Remember, of my length, okay? The length is 12, is 14 inches. And then the total um of the gypsy we are using, we said, is 52 times 3, which is 156. So I'll just go ahead and cut them out. And so once we are done with that, we'll do our sleeve. Please stay tuned, make sure you don't go anywhere. Please, if you are still watching this video up till now and you've not subscribed, please do well by what, by subscribing. God bless you. So as we continue, keep watching and make sure you don't go anywhere. Now to make the sleeve, I'm going to fold my fabric into 4. Okay, I'm actually making a puff sleeve. All right, to make this puff sleeve, you're going to first of all get your cap size. All right, and the cap size here, I'll be using cap size of 4.5 here. Okay, so fold your fabric that way. All right, and then I'll be measuring from the folded parts, from the 2 folded parts. All right, so I'll take 4 inches as my cap, 4.5. But before then, we're going to take once we take that, I'm going to take the sleeve round. The sleeve round I was working with was 20 inches, so you saw me measuring it, and so the remaining was 5 inches. Okay, so that is the allowance I will be using for my puff, since it's going to be a puff sleeve. So I'll measure my cap size, which is at, I'm using 4.5 inches. I'll put it there, that same place. Okay, so from there I will take half of my armhole. Half of my armhole is 5 inches, and so from there I'm going to, from that 5 inches allowance, extra allowance I added to the puff sleeve, I'll just mark it. So you can see, I'll just mark it and I'll take there down. Now I'm going to trim it off. All right, so I'm going to show you how to put this sleeve, to what, to do the sleeve once we are done with what, with our cutting. So now once we are done with cutting, I'm going to show you how to do the sleeve. Now you're going to go ahead and gather the upper side. Okay, and then we'll fold the lower part and add elastic to it. Don't forget, we'll gather the upper side until we've exhausted that 5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and what, and fold it that way. Okay, so that's how to join it. So you'll be needing your belts. Okay, so from this leftover fabric, I'll just use it to what, to construct a belt from it, and then we're going to start what, stitching. So I went ahead to add my interfacing to my lining. Okay, I've cut out the lining, so this is the lining. So I'm going to place it this way on the lining, right side facing right side. You can see the gums they have added to the walls, to the lining. So I'll go ahead and join my linings and use it to turn up. Okay, I'll be turning it up with my lining. I'll be using my lining to sew this clothes. So I'll turn up the armhole, I'll turn up all the sides, and then I will show you what next to do. I did the turn up for the neck, the back, everywhere. And so once I'm through with doing this, I'll go ahead and insert my zip. Okay, you can see how it's looking. So after that, I gave it a very nice ironing. I'll go ahead and what insert my zip. And once I'm done with the zip, I will insert the sleeve. Like I said, I'm not showing the sleeve, okay? I'm not showing what I did to the sleeve. Like I said in the beginning that the sleeve is a puff sleeve. All you needed to do is to add your elastic on the band part, and at the upper side, I just pleated. All right, now that was it for the upper side. Now this is me trying to weave my the down part. Okay, remember I said gypsy, so you will need the words to weave it. So I went to my weaving machine and then try to weave it together. All right, so once we're done with weaving it, I'll come and show you how to attach it to your gown. Please, if you don't have a weaving machine, you can as well fold. All right, you can fold. It's also going to look neat, clean. If you don't have, you can go to the market. There are people who weave and do your weavings. So once I was through with weaving it, I'll gather it, okay? So I've gathered it using my gather stitch to gather it. So now I'm going to start inserting. So this is the gathering, okay? We did the gathers. So I'm going to start what? Inserting. So now I'm going to get the down part, the lower part of this dress. So that's the upper side of the dress. So that's the upper side. I will now start pinning. Okay, now we are going to stitch on top. Okay, this, as you are seeing how I'm doing it, we'll stitch on top. Okay, so I'll just keep pinning it, and then once I was done with pinning all of them, I'll go ahead and stitch. So once we are done with stitching, come and show us what the finished look. Okay, and so at this point I was done with closing up my work. All right, so make sure your works are closed before you do this. Okay, so I'll go ahead and pin, and then I'll take it to my machine, and then I'll close it up. We'll come back and I'll show you how the dress is looking. So this is the finished look. You can see how beautiful it came out. Alright, so if you find this tutorial very helpful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll see you again in my next class. My name is Cynthia. Bye.